When you live with adrenal fatigue, one of the most frustrating things is how reactive you feel. Noise, conflict, even small decisions can set you off. Your body behaves like it's in danger even when you know it isn't. Some might mistake that for weakness, but it's actually neuroplasticity. The brain is plastic, which means it constantly rewires itself based on experience. And when stress is chronic, the wiring itself changes. And here's how. When cortisol and adrenaline stay elevated for months or years, they reshape the limbic system, which is the part of the brain that runs your stress response. The hippocampus, which handles memory and sleep regulation, it actually shrinks under chronic cortisol exposure. At the same time, the amygdala, the alarm center of the brain, grows larger and more active. Now that shift makes fear, vigilance, and emotional reactivity much more dominant in your day-to-day life. On top of that, stress changes neurotransmitter balance. Calming chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, GABA, they're gradually depleted. Excitatory neurotransmitters like glutamate, norepinephrine, they become upregulated. That chemistry reinforces the wiring of hypervigilance, anxiety, mood instability. Over time, these changes create what's called central sensitization. The stress response becomes automatic. It fires whether or not there's an actual threat. Your nervous system has literally trained itself to live in survival mode. This is not a psychological phenomenon. I'm not saying this is all in your head. You can't positive think your way out of this. This is a neurohormonal problem. But the good news is that the same mechanism that wires the brain into survival and fight or flight can be used to repair it. Because the brain is plastic, it can learn new patterns. It can build new connections. But just like maladaptive wiring is built through repetition of stress, adaptive wiring is built through repetition of calm. That's why consistent daily practices matter so much. Relaxation exercises like meditation, deep breathing, visualization, they're not niceties or luxuries. They're physiologic retraining. It's like PT for your limbic system. Each time you sit down, breathe deeply, focus your mind, you strengthen the pathways that shift you into parasympathetic physiology. The more you repeat that, the more easily your body will access that calm state on its own. Vagus nerve stimulation is another powerful entry point. The vagus nerve is the main brake on the stress response. Practices like humming, singing, gargling, or using tools like the various heart rate variability devices, they give the body rhythmic signals that activate the vagus nerve. Every time you practice, you're laying down new neural pathways and teaching the nervous system what calm feels like until it remembers. Nutrients can support the rebalancing and repair at the cellular level. Resveratrol, for example, has been shown to promote neurogenesis, the actual growth of new neurons in the hippocampus. Quercetin helps quiet histamine signaling in the limbic system, and that reduces reactivity and helps stabilize mood. These supports don't fix the system overnight, but they create an environment in the cells that promote repair and pacing. Perhaps the least glamorous but most essential tool is itself a neuroplasticity exercise. Every time you stop before you crash, you teach your nervous system that it doesn't have to push into survival mode. Over time, that restraint becomes its own form of rewiring. So the hypersensitivity, the mood swings, the constant reactivity, these are not random. They're the product of maladaptive neuroplasticity under stress. The path back isn't through force, it's through consistent signals of safety and calm, repeated often enough that the nervous system builds new wiring around them. Neuroplasticity is the reason stress can do so much damage, but it's also the reason healing is possible.